Hi everyone, we're going to continue reading Runaway Ralph by Beverly Cleary, and we're going to see what happens to Ralph next. We are getting close to the end of our story. Catso crouched even lower and waggled his hindquarters once more in preparation for the pounce. Ralph's eyes were distracted from Catso by Sam, who trotted purposefully across the grass. If one doesn't get me, the other will, thought Ralph, as he tried to shrink even smaller beside the watch. Surely a dog would not want to crunch a watch between his teeth. Sam growled deep in his throat. Distracted, Catso stopped waggling and glared at Sam. "Get me in trouble, will you?" Now, Sam to the cat. Catso stood up, arched his back, and appeared to double in size. "See here, Sam," he hissed. "I'm supposed to exterminate pesky mice." "Not this one," growled Sam, advancing. "He belongs here, and you got me in trouble by letting him escape." "Is that so?" Catso hissed back as he swiped at Sam's nose with an evil-clawed paw. "What about me? I'm unjustly accused of eating him." "And what are you up to now?" demanded Sam. And with that question, he snapped at Catso, who turned his back and with his tail proudly erect stalked off toward the craft shop before he suddenly remembered he had not washed lately. While Catso sat grooming his toes, Sam eyed Ralph with interest. "You're a busy little fellow," he remarked, not unkindly. "First a motorcycle, now a wristwatch?" He thought for a moment before he had said, "Say, where did you get that watch? You didn't happen to steal it, did you?" "No, you couldn't. You're too little." "That's right, I'm too little," agreed Ralph. "But Catso stole it, and I'm trying to return it to its rightful owner." He told Sam the whole story, explaining why Garf could not return the watch. Sam glanced at Catso and growled, but Catso merely paused in washing his left hind foot and looked disdainfully at Sam, who then said to Ralph, "You're pretty little to be pulling that watch over this ground. Maybe I could help you. Here, let me take it for you." Ralph trembled to see that great snout coming close. He crept away from the watch, and he stared fascinated as Sam delicately picked up the leather strap in his teeth, and he trotted over to Karen's sleeping bag, where he dropped the watch on the flannel lining. Ralph crept closer. "Thank you, Sam," he said, genuinely grateful to the big dog. "It is all in the line of duty," said Sam. "Still, one thing bothers me. Boys don't come over to the girls' area, but couldn't a boy throw a watch over here? A boy could stand on the other side of the fence and toss a watch into a sleeping bag. I'm not sure Garf's name will be cleared when Karen finds the watch." "Well, I never thought of that," admitted Ralph. "But give me a little time, and I can take care of it." He scurried over to the watch and began to gnaw a hole in the fabric of the sleeping bag. Garf might not be able to throw a watch, but he couldn't gnaw a hole. Sam settled himself with his nose on his paws to guard Ralph. Ralph used his sharp teeth so efficiently that he soon had a hole in the dry and tasteless lining. He waded into the Draken stuffing, dragging the watch behind him. "Are you all right in there?" asked Sam. "Of course I'm all right," answered Ralph, shoving the Draken aside to make room for the watch. The Draken was softer than the most finely shredded Kleenex. It was softer than nylon stockings or pillow feathers or any other soft thing that Ralph had experienced at the inn. "Then I'd better be on my way," said Sam. "I still have the barn to inspect." Ralph popped his head out of the hole in the sleeping bag. "Thanks a lot, Sam," he said. "You saved my life. I really mean it." The watchband still protruded from the hole, so Ralph crawled back inside and tugged some more until he was sure it was safely out of sight. There, when Karen climbed into her sleeping bag that night, she was sure to feel a lump, investigate, and discover her missing watch in a place where Garf could not have hidden it. The Draken was deliciously soft, and Ralph was tired after a sleepless night. Here he is. "I've got to get out of here before rest time," he told himself, but part of him answered, "Go on, take a short nap, only a minute or two. Rest time is a long way off, and you need some sleep." The Draken was soft and cozy, the sounds of the camp were muffled, and Ralph was tired. The next thing Ralph knew, the sleeping bag was moving. He heard the swishing sound of a long zipper being closed, and he felt himself being lifted. Then a screen door slammed, the sleeping bag was set down, and a pair of hands smoothed it. "Drat!" thought Ralph. "Now I've done it." He heard the muffled sound of boots being thrown on the floor. The cot beneath him heaved, and a sudden weight seemed to flatten Ralph, even though he was cushioned by Draken. Ralph could not help himself, he squeaked. The weight pressing on him was removed instantly. The springs bounced, 2 feet hit the floor, and Ralph heard Karen's muffled voice say, "That's funny. I'm sure I heard a squeak." "No, it's your springs, silly," said another girl. "No," said Karen. "It was more like a mouse, and it was right under me." "Quiet, girls, it's rest time," said the counselor. "I better get out of here," thought Ralph, crawling out of his Draken nest and in between the 2 layers of flannel lining as he started toward what he had hoped was the open end. He heard the swishing sound of the zipper. The top of the sleeping bag was thrown back, and Ralph was exposed for all to see. "Eek!" squealed Karen. "It's a mouse, and he isn't even squashed." Okay, friends, that's where we're going to pause today. We are in the middle of our chapter, A Dangerous Plan, so we will have to finish our book. We will be finishing it tomorrow, and we'll see what happens to Ralph. Done, done, done. Have a good day.